Okay, guys, so the last bit from me, and then it's all over to you. Your time to write your speech, deliver your speech, rehearse your speech. It is your time. But again, we did talk yesterday that sometimes the best thing to do is to actually find somebody that you can read your speech aloud to. And as you're reading, at certain points, pause and get them to answer these questions. So yesterday we talked about these questions. Can you tell me what I was arguing? Did you find it easy to follow? Did you find any parts confusing or unclear? Now this flow chart continues. Do you feel that you learned anything about plastic pollution? Do you feel by this point you've learned anything about child labour? If they say yes, go on to the next question. Can you tell me one thing I said that you remember? And yes, can you remember the last thing I said? Now, at the points of no, now these are the important points, because if they're saying no, I love you, they're going to be truthful with you, you've got to do something with that information. So if they say no, then try spending a bit more time researching. You might need to add in some more statistics to find 3 statistics that you can add into your speech. You might want to find a quotation from an expert and then add that into your speech. If you ask them what they remember and they can't remember anything, this is where you might want to think about delivering and improvisation and how we're going to get them to remember that. So it says here you might highlight the single line that you really want them to remember, thinking about how you can really emphasize it, using those 4 E's to help you. And if you say to mum, dad, brother, sister, can you remember the last thing I said? And they say no, go back to your final section and see if you can use any rhetorical figures to make it more memorable, because you do want to leave your audience with a lasting message. Okay? Now, did you feel engaged with me as a speaker? No, then go back through your speech, and that's the work we've been doing today. Think about how you can make yourself engaging. Did you feel any emotions in relation to my topic? If they say no, go back through your speech and try and see if you've used any words to create pathos, to appeal to their emotions. Are there any words you could change to make it more emotive or to make it more exaggerated and hyperbolic? And then if they offer you any other advice, follow their advice. So really, this is all about that process of memory and delivery. But then when you're memorizing and delivering to other people, asking them these questions, using this flow chart of questions to really get some honest feedback. So you are going to be able at each stage to upgrade your speech in response to a real audience and get an amazing outcome. So listen, that's it for today. You've got the time today to really practice, and it's a cyclical process. Write it, deliver it, rehearse it, get some feedback. Okay? Also in that process, don't be afraid, as we've said, to change anything. As you're reading it yourself, even before somebody else picks it up or hears you, you might think, actually, that sentence isn't working. There's a better word that I could use. Because what we really want, and then you can change things, you can edit and revise as you go, is we want you coming in September ready to say we've lost a lot of time to COVID, but we're not losing anything else. We're going to hit September with an amazing speech, a brilliant start to year 10, confident that we're going to have achieved something in this time that we've been off that really is going to stand for something. Okay, my lovelies? So, as I said, tomorrow there will be a big fat quiz. In other words, a quiz on some of these issues. The rest of the lesson time will be spent on your speeches. I am going to inform your individual teachers now about the speeches, so you will start communicating with them the speeches that you've written. If you're really brave and you record yourself speaking them and you want a bit of feedback, you can do that. Do you know that? You can send us a recording of your speech. Okay, but and I'm more than happy for you to send me a recording of your speech via the school email, or similarly your individual teachers. But definitely I'm going to be asking your teachers, or your teachers are going to be expecting a written version of your speech, because although we've heard some amazingly brilliant speeches, we haven't heard from all of you. Okay, so spend your rest of today's session working on those speeches. I will see you on the other side, but it has been really wonderful getting to read your speeches and work with you guys. Okay, take care. See you tomorrow.